Hi everyone. Let's start with the question today. If movement is good for the brain, which we know it is, then why does one kind of movement completely calm a person down and then dysregulate another person entirely? Today we're going to look at a movement menu which can be used for different needs. ADHD versus anxiety versus autism versus sensory needs. Any instance when you know that you or your child are wired or frozen, overwhelmed, or stuck. And then, most importantly, how to use movement to get that person out of the state and to get them to start their work. Even though we will discuss a menu, we generally don't choose movements by diagnosis. We choose them according to the person's state. But different profiles have patterns, and that's what this menu could help with. Please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Welcome back to From the Teacher's Desk. I'm a special education teacher, and please note that this is not medical advice. This is a practical, teacher-friendly way to support learning and regulation. Before you pick an activity, ask yourself a question, please. What do I or my child need right now? Do we need to downshift, calm the body or mind, and reduce the overwhelm? Do I need to upshift, wake up the brain, and increase alertness? Or do I need to bridge into a task? And this is the missing piece for most parents. It's the movement that connects directly to learning. And once the state is changed, the brain can begin learning or working. And here's how to use the menu. Pick one goal. So upshift, downshift, or form a bridge. Choose 1 to 2 movements and do them for 2 to 5 minutes. Then check again. Is it better? Is it worse? Or is it the same? If it's worse, then you have just learned that that specific input is not a match for you or your child. Let's start with the ADHD menu. With ADHD, we often see bodies that swing between being under-aroused, which is foggy and stuck, and over-aroused, which is wired and impulsive. Movement can be the bridge to the just right state. Now, in order to calm someone down with ADHD, if your child is impulsive, irritated, loud, can't stop moving, start with heavy work. Examples are wall push-ups, pushing a heavy chair in and out, carrying a pile of heavy books, or squeezing a pillow or kneading putty or really stiff Play-Doh. What you can say is, first we do strong work for 2 minutes, and then we start our work. In order to upshift and wake up someone, we have to do cross-body movements. If your child is foggy, slow to start an activity, staring into space, or saying, I don't know all the time, you need short, fast, brief, activating movements. So some ideas are cross-body marching, cross-crawl, so anything that crosses the midline, or 20 seconds of jumping jacks. It has to be short and active. And now to form a bridge into starting an activity, we combine the two. We do 1 minute of heavy work and we do 30 seconds of cross-body work. And then we turn on a timer so your child can see that they're not stuck there forever. Start the first tiny step, be it opening their book, writing their name and day, to reading the first question, attempting the first question. Now, please note that ADHD brains need a finish line. So you can't say something like, sit and do your homework. You have to say, let's sit and try question 1, and then we're going to check in. Now let's look at a menu for people who are feeling anxiety. With anxiety, the body often gets stuck in fight, flight, or freeze. The brain loops round and round with worries, and you either see perfectionist behavior or tears and work avoidance. The goal is usually predictable, steady, rhythmic movement, not big chaotic energy. So in order to calm down and downshift, combine a rhythmic, slow exercise while breathing. So walking slowly while counting from 1 to 20, inhaling for 3 steps, exhaling for 3 steps. You could do gentle swaying or rocking or swinging if it helps you and your child, or you can do a wall sit or yoga poses like child's pose for 10 to 20 seconds. In order to wake up, from a shutdown or freeze. If you or your child refuse to do anything or they're stuck, you need a gentle wake up movement. For example, slow step touches to a beat, sit down and cross the body, do cross body taps, or having a purposeful job like refilling a glass of water or delivering a message. And for anxiety, in order to bridge into a new task, you have to get rid of the fear of starting. For anxious kids, the bridge is about making the task safe and small. And you can do this 1 to 2 minutes of rhythmic movement, and then give a choice of a few small starts. Do you want to start with the easiest question or the shortest question? Do you want to write or type? Do you want me to sit beside you? You can ask your child. Use a timer if it will help, but anxiety needs a safe entry, not a big demand. And now for autism and sensory differences. In order to downshift and calm someone down, a really good method is using deep, deep pressure combined with heavy work. Now, deep pressure does not always work for everyone, so make sure you know it works before trying it. But you can wipe the table firmly, vacuum for 1 to 2 minutes, carry a backpack filled with books, kneading putty, stressing a stress ball. Now you can wrap a blanket tightly around someone, but as I said, you have to know that it's going to work for them. In order to wake someone up with sensory differences or autism, use alerting movements gently and then observe how it works. For example, taking a brisk, fast walk, walking upstairs firmly, or jumping on a trampoline. But once again, with jumping, you have to make sure that this is going to help them. In order to form a bridge for an activity that needs to start, give a brief explanation first. First we move, and then we work, and offer two movement choices. For example, it can be any two. First, we do wall push ups, and then we carry heavy books. For example, as I said, any two will do. And then give a clear, concrete first step. Circle the date, write your name, read the first question, highlight the keywords. Okay, so start it in tiny, tiny steps. If noise is an issue, move the person to a quieter environment. Now, a little bit about spinning. Spinning can be used to either activate or calm some people, but it can really dysregulate some people. So please only do it if you know that it will work for them. Okay, so please remember that movement is a tool, but the best tool depends on what you or your child's nervous system needs at that specific moment. And here's how you know the movement has matched your child's state. The breathing slows down, the voice becomes calmer, the body looks more organized, it's not lying around somewhere, and they can start with the first small step of their work. If it gets worse, change categories. If they're hyper, do heavy work. If they're too shut down, do rhythmic and gentle movements. If they're overwhelmed, reduce the noise and light and keep the routine as predictable as possible. Next time, we're going to talk about movement breaks and how they can help you or your child. Thank you so much for joining us and looking forward to seeing you next time from the Teacher's Desk.